We are here for day 3. Can you believe we made it to day 3? This is a really cool thing for me. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best that I got. So, you know, for me, this is my own personal mantra that this is one of them. I've got a few. But in the world of public speaking, it's really easy to get caught up in the noise. But here's my mantra: if it's not divinely designed and aligned to my assignment, it's simply a distraction. It's just a distraction. So I try to make moves every day that are divinely designed and in alignment with my assignment. Because when I step on stage, I always bring my most authentic voice and I try to connect with my purpose in the process. For me, it's always not just about speaking, it's about fulfilling my unique calling. We all have a calling on our heads, we all do. And I want you to feel that same alignment when you speak. So remember, your voice has real power when it's in harmony with your purpose. And in this series, I'm giving you the best that I got. So let's work together to uncover the best in your voice and message, too. That was my rendition of Anita Baker's Giving You the Best That I Got. So, welcome back to day 3 of the Speak Like a Pro series. I'm so glad to see you all here for our final day. And for those of you who are joining us today, I'm Takenya. I'm your public speaking strategist and coach. And my background as a classically trained vocalist and pianist, my background as a military veteran, my background as an educator, they've all given me a unique approach to helping professionals find their voice and their presence. I believe in speaking with clarity. I believe in speaking with confidence, and I believe in speaking with charisma. And I'm here to help you unlock that power within yourself. So, over the past 2 days, we've covered the foundational elements of powerful public speaking. On day 1, we focused on power, and power is about commanding the room with effective breath control, projection, and posture. Yesterday, day 2, we explored reach, creating meaningful connections that resonate with our audiences and making sure that our message is impactful and memorable. Today, our focus is on opportunity. Opportunity is all about making the most of every speaking moment. It's about stepping onto the stage or into any room, knowing that this is your chance to make a powerful impact. By the end of today's session, you'll have the tools to identify your core message, engage your audience in memorable ways, and leave them with a call to action that leaves them that leaves you on their minds long after you've left the stage. I'm excited to help you harmonize these moments of opportunity so that every time you speak, you're giving the best that you got. Let's go ahead and dive into day 3 and explore how to seize every speaking opportunity with power and presence. So, today we're talking about how you make every speaking opportunity count by focusing on these key areas, these 3 areas right here. They are core message, engaging the senses, and a strong call to action. So, we're going to start by building a core message because a strong foundation allows your audience to grasp and remember the essence of your message. You want them to be able to sum it up really quickly. You want to help your audience understand your key message by anchoring it with clarity and consistency. Next, we'll look at how to engage the senses to draw your audience in. Use a prop, a gesture, or an interactive element, or a song, in my case, to captivate attention. A small call and response or a visual aid can make your message stick. I mean, who's starting their lives with me performing? Ah, yeah, that's something unique for me. Anyway, finally, we'll talk about wrapping up your message with a strong call to action. This helps inspire your audience to act on what they've heard, making your words powerful and transformative. A strong core message is what makes your communication purposeful. Why are you here? Think of it as the foundation of everything that you're going to share. It keeps you grounded and focused. It keeps the main thing the main thing. Because without a clear core message, it's really easy to get sidetracked. Too easy. So today we're going to work on identifying your unique message. So let's go ahead and start by getting clear on why you're here. Why are you here? Not why are you here in this live today or why are you live watching this replay. Think about what it is that drives you to share your inner message, that message that you hold at your core, the thing that you know you're here to do. Why are you here? So just take a few minutes to answer that each question honestly. I want you to think about it, like really give it some thought. And for some of you, this, it's probably something that you're saying all the time, but you don't realize that that's the thing that you keep saying all the time. For others of you, you may have to think a little bit harder. You got to dig a little bit deeper. But this is going to give you the insight into the message that you're meant to convey. Like, why am I speaking on this topic? What impact do I want to make? And how do I want my audience to feel? Exercise 2 is putting everything down in one sentence. You got to make it so that you can just spit it out. People ain't got time for that. Like literally, we say we don't, but we really do. This exercise helps to simplify your message. I want you to imagine that someone only has time to hear one sentence from you, just one sentence. What would you want that sentence to be? What do you want that sentence to be? I'm Takenya. I help people transform their voice and find more power, reach, and opportunity by combining my skills as a classically trained vocalist and pianist, military veteran, and educator. I want you to fill in these blanks here to try and create, not try, because we're going to do. I want you to fill in the blanks to create a clear, concise version of your core message. And this statement is going to serve as kind of your guiding light. So if you want to start out, you can say, I want my audience to feel amazing because of my services. I want my audience to know that they can because of my services. I want my audience to do the dang thing because of my product or services. That's a good place to get started. And now I want you to test it out. I would love for you to test out what your core message is. And you may have to adjust it. You may have to give it more details, or you may have to shorten it. Okay? So test it out. Read your message to yourself or to a partner if possible, And ask yourself, does this feel strong, clear, and authentic? And if it feels a little bit off, just tweak it until it really reflects the message that you want to deliver. Because when we connect to people through, let me back up. Up next is for us to engage people through the senses. Engaging through the senses, engage the senses. Engage the senses in your message. You want to make your message memorable through multi-sensory experiences. For you guys here, what you've seen at the top and at the bottom of every iteration I've given you is it's either me singing or playing at the front, and then at the back, it's me singing and playing. This is me engaging you in the senses, because when we connect to people through their senses, we're inviting them. It's an invitation to experience our message more fully. And this goes way beyond the words, and it taps into a deeper, lasting connection. So let's explore how sensory elements can be integrated into your presentation. Now, you may not be able to whip out a piano or sing a tune. That may not be your way, but it's definitely my way. This is, for me, music is the easiest way for me to communicate exactly what it is that's going on in my mind, exactly what it is that's going on in my heart. Music is the fastest way for me to do that. Music is the vehicle of choice that I use to make connections with people. But giving people a visual anchor, it helps your audience remember your message visually. Look at I've got a literal anchor up here. So choose something that relates directly to your core message. For me, speaking like a pro, come on, y'all, come on. For instance, if you're talking about growth, you might want to show a small plant or use an upward moving gesture with your hand to show growth. Visual cues help to reinforce what you're saying. Some people need to see it in order to better understand it. Here's another exercise you can try, or here's another exercise for you to implement. Okay, I want you to figure out which one you're going to do today. Either you're going to do the visual, or you're going to do this invite for the audience to participate with call and response. And then there's one more exercise after this. So call and response is a really powerful way to engage your audience, especially in person or in an online setting. And I see you guys are here. You're here. You're here. Call and response creates energy and makes your audience feel part of the message. So it's kind of like when I say speaker, you say pro, speaker, pro, speaker, pro. Call and response. I'm giving a call and I'm asking you to respond with something specifically. Think of something simple, like an impactful phrase that can repeat or a gesture that your audience can mimic. Like maybe somebody's going hooty hoo, and some people know what that hooty hoo means. This way, your audience is actively participating in your message. They are part of what you're doing. Here's another thing you can incorporate. Can you hear that? Incorporating sensory details into your storytelling paints a vivid picture. Now we're getting the audio, we're getting the oral experience here. When you use phrases like, so imagine, the sound of, or feel the warmth, your audience begins to experience that moment with you. And I want you to be able to practice weaving sensory details into a short story or an example to make it memorable and relatable. That is so cool. I'm like, my ears are mesmerized. I guess I'm too easily entertained. Okay. Up next, we're going to talk about the power of a strong CTA, a strong call to action. You want to give your audience a clear next step, something that goes beyond you simply ending the presentation, closing your slides, something that goes beyond when you click in the live, something that goes beyond I've said what I've had to say and now I ain't got no more to say. You want to inspire your audience to act even after you've left, even after you've delivered your message. You want them to take action. So whether it's applying a lesson, supporting a cause, changing a habit, Your CTA is that final spark that moves people. So today you're also going to create a CTA that resonates and motivates, something that hits folks in their minds and in their hearts. Next page. Here's three things to think about when you're making your CTA, because an effective CTA combines specificity, emotion, and simplicity. It's specific, it gets you in your feels, and it's simple. It's easy for people to remember. So think about the single most important action you want your audience to take and make it compelling, motivate them to do it, give them a reason to do it. Don't dilute the impact with multiple actions like step 1, click this box. Step 2, do the chicken dance. Step 3, turn around and touch the ground. Like too many steps people are going to check out. Just give me something that's simple, one and done. Focus on one powerful step that's going to hit with your audience. Just one thing. Just one thing. So I want you to create your own CTA. Get people pumped up to take action, all right? I want you to think about this because this is your moment to make your message stick. Take a few minutes and you can pause this in a replay. You can come back to it and watch it later. If you're signed up with this, if you registered for this live, you're going to get the workbook. If you registered for this live, you're going to get the replay. If you're watching it live, good for you. But, if you want more, you got to register, and I'll drop that link later. But your CTA should be something that feels meaningful, and it should be something simple and actionable. Think about the path that your audience takes. What's their journey? And what is the next thing that pushes them forward? What is the final step that drives them to your next step? And it's possible, if it's possible, go ahead and test out your CTA by saying it out loud and just see if it makes sense. Does it even make sense? Because sometimes it doesn't make sense. Your final words should echo in their minds long after you have left. You got to stay with them, babies. Tie your CTA back to your overall message. That's why that core is so important. Tie your CTA back to your overall message and leave them with something inspiring, whether it's a challenge or an invitation or a vision. Make sure it feels authentic and it's connected to the journey that you've taken them on. Take the people with you. Stand up, take the people with you. Together we're going. Together we are going. This one's short and sweet. So today's focus was opportunity. We focused on maximizing every speaking opportunity by crafting a core message that resonates with your audience and your authenticity. We talked about engaging the senses to create a memorable experience for your audience. And we talked about ending with a strong call to action that drives real change. So now you have the tools to turn every speaking moment into a powerful opportunity to inspire as you lead. So throughout this series, you've gained the speak like a pro. You've gained the tools to speak like a pro by mastering power. Not sure why my picture's not showing up there, but that's okay. Throughout the series, you've gained the tools to speak like a pro by mastering power, reach, and opportunity. These principles are not only foundational to public speaking, but they are essential to leaving a lasting impact on every stage that you take. Know that your voice is powerful, and I want you to use it to create change, inspire others, and seize every opportunity. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm excited to see where you go from here. And remember that every time that you speak, you have the power to make a difference. So here's my example of giving you something inspiring. Speak with clarity, confidence, and charisma, and let your voice shine. Shine, don't shrink, baby. Shine, don't shrink. Now, as we wrap up the series, I want to invite you to keep building on the momentum you've gained here. Whether you're looking for a community, an intensive boost, or a tailored one on one approach, there's a path designed to fit your needs because I've thought about you in advance. The membership is perfect for ongoing growth and support and community. The 30-day speaker sprint will accelerate your skills quickly if you're looking for an intensive development fast track. And if you're ready to do a deep dive with personalized guidance, one on one coaching is your ultimate next step. So take a moment and think about what level of commitment aligns with your goals. Because again, if it's not divinely designed and aligned to your assignment, anything else is just a distraction. Whenever you're ready, I'd love to support you further in amplifying your voice, connecting deeply with your audience, and owning every room. I'm Takenya Freeney. Thank you all for being here and taking this journey with me. I'm here for your questions, your goals, and to keep helping you speak like a pro because I'm giving you the best that I got. Thank you all for coming. I'll see y'all soon.